I think it looks pretty good. Welcome back for another Nate Cooks whatever, I don't know. Today we're going to be making sesame beef tacos. So I'm going to list all the ingredients in the description below and I can throw them up on the screen. But to start off, we're going to need radishes, cilantro, cabbage, onions, sour cream, salt, pepper. Supposed to use Korean flakes, but all I have is red pepper flakes, so we're going to use that. And then you're going to need your white wine vinegar, your sriracha, sesame oil, and soy sauce with a cucumber, and ground beef. To wash your produce, you're going to thinly slice the radishes and cucumbers. This is just going to be a good topping to go on. And it's really, the radishes really make it stand out, in my opinion. So if you don't like radishes, at least give it a try. I need to get better knives. I just love chewing on radishes also. So I'm going to continue to cut these up. And then I'm going to make a little like vinegar, mixed vinegar, some sugar, some salt, and some pepper together. And kind of let these marinate for a while. Should be like 20 minutes just because this whole recipe is like a half an hour long. If you do this ahead of time, one, I like prepping vegetables and stuff ahead of time. Earlier in the day, like at lunch, you know, like take my lunch break and come down, I can prep some vegetables. And that way these can set and really, what do you want to call it? Pickle. There you go. So they get kind of pickled. This recipe itself is really quick and short, so they won't be pickling for too long. But that's good. 30-minute recipes are fantastic. Now it's going to take me a little longer than 30 minutes because I'm going to have to keep staging the camera, moving things around. But it's okay. You guys like this kind of content. I mean, I hope to someday to get my content to the level of some of these cooking channels, but I mean, they have major setups in their kitchen. And my kitchen definitely isn't big enough to have all that equipment laying around. Plus, the wife would absolutely hate it. So for right now, this is what we're going to do. And you guys will get the idea. And then I'll figure out how to edit this better. I may make it like a two-part if I can. For some reason, when I shoot vertical, it's very hard to crop in because I'm using a cell phone. If I was using a regular camera, it may be easier. But it's very hard to crop in for vertical format. So I usually try to shoot different sections in different areas. So like I'll shoot vertical, then flip it and shoot horizontal and back and forth. But it's really, really time consuming that way. I could try that in another recipe. Like I really should get better at it. I'm going to do my best to crop this in and see how it comes out and post this also. And this will be like the longer form video you can watch and just look at. Super quick and simple. You guys will get this. And then I can I'll make a recipe guide in the description as well. So I never know how much to use, but because I don't have anything else planned for this cucumber this week, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to give Diggs a piece. He loves his vegetables. I'm going to cut it all and pickle it all. If I don't use it all on here, I can probably put it on a sandwich, to be honest with you. I think it would taste pretty good on a sandwich as well. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I like to put these in containers, like these ones here. So then when I put the vinegar and everything in it, I can shake it up really well. When it's this way, I can still shake it up. I just psychologically don't think it does as well. I will give you a big chunk at the end. You need to just... Out of the kitchen. Gotta love dogs. At least he listens pretty well. And he's out of the kitchen. Just hanging in there staring at me. Waiting for something to fall. So he's pretty good about not just eating right off the floor. So if we drop something he's not supposed to eat, usually like he stops and looks at you and like tries to see if it's okay most of the time. I need to take some cooking classes, figure out how to cut better. There we go. Moving along now, and I'll edit out a bunch of this stuff. I say that, but this part's I'm going to edit out. You're gonna do 1 teaspoon of sugar. Salt and pepper generously, or as much as you want. Get that little pepper on there. And then some white wine vinegar. It says normally you're going to use 5 tablespoons, but since I made a lot of extra, I'm just going to put enough in here to kind of get enough in the bottom. Yeah, so do a little more. So there's enough in the bottom, and I'm going to mix this up really well. I like containers like this, so it's really not going to pickle that well. I didn't think this through. It needs to be in like an actual like baggie, because where all the pickles and stuff sit is at the bottom. Well, where all the vinegar stuff sits at the bottom. So you have your sugar, you have your vinegar, and you have your salt and pepper. So we're going to let this set. Next, because I'm in the middle of this, I'll cut up my onions and cilantro and cabbage. So for the onions, I'm going to put my onions and cilantro in this one, kind of space it out. And I'll need another one for cabbage. Actually, I'll put my cabbage in here. These can go in this bowl. So we'll just clean up the end of your onions, because you're going to need the whites and the greens for this recipe. And keep those separate. The whites will get cooked in with the ground beef, and the greens will be the toppings. So there we go. So we'll clean this all up. The whites will get tossed in with the ground beef, and then the greens will be for toppings. So we'll keep it somewhat separate. I have these little bowls everywhere. I'm not sure what they're used for, but I'm going to use it for this. I like eating just these as well. When I was younger, I used to pick them out of my garden. Well, not my garden, my family's garden, and eat them. Just like that after school. Okay. So I'm the only one in the family that likes these. So that's enough for me. And I'll throw the rest away. This will last a while. Should be really good for a topping. Actually, you know what? The daughter is starting to eat them as well, eating them raw. Onto the cabbage now. This is where I struggle, is cutting up stuff like cabbage. So I guess when it's like that, then I'm just gonna finish chopping all the way through and I guess mince it up. I don't know. What's the best way to do this, guys? There's probably a machine for it. Could probably ask ChatGPT and it'll tell me the best way to do this. Just seems like a really good way. the rest of this red cabbage up here. Oh man, that's a lot. And there we go. And another bowl for the cilantro. Cilantro is another one I struggle chopping up. There's got to be an easier way than what I do. Can definitely smell it though. Okay. So now we're going to make like a sauce that goes on top. Use your sour cream. We need 8 tablespoons of sour cream. And I'm not going to count out 8. I'm just going to give my big. So you need 8 tablespoons of sour cream, but I'm not going to count that out. I'm just going to give myself big portions of sour cream because it's just, again, just a glaze that goes on top. That's probably around 8 right there. So do that. I'm going to add a pinch of our Korean flakes, but I don't have any. So we're going to use crushed red peppers. A little bit of salt. And pepper. And then I'm going to add a little bit of sriracha. I miss the old kind of sriracha with the rooster on it. I don't think you can get it anymore. And let's mix this up. If you look at this, this is going to be real good. And it's quick and easy to make. Now this is where it's going to get tricky. So we're going to start off by cooking down those white onions and the cabbage. So you're going to want to get yourself a wok or a really big pot to cook in. Mix your cabbage and onions in. So you're going to get a really big wok. You're going to mix your cabbage and onions in. Cook this down. 4 to 5 minutes is what it's going to take. Going to season it with some salt and pepper. Just like that. A little bit of sugar, probably do 2 tablespoons. One looks like enough actually, so we'll do 1 tablespoon of sugar. And mix it all up again. I don't know about you, but I always make a huge mess cooking on the stove. I'm an idiot, I think. I don't know. Always have to clean this thing. I mean, that's one bad thing about gas. It's a pain in the ass to clean. Okay, that's looking good. Almost to the point where we're going to put our ground beef in. So one of my all-time favorite holiday drinks was eggnog and Black Button Distillery Bailey's, or Irish cream, not Bailey's, Irish cream. It was magnificent, but since I gave that up, I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. But the wife knows I like eggnog. She didn't know I was mixing it with something and just got me eggnog. So instead of complaining about it, I'm just going to drink it. For a half cup, it's 180 calories, which is a lot. So if you guys know what to mix eggnog with, let me know, because I still enjoy it. It's a nice holiday treat, kind of like turkey. I only do turkey around Thanksgiving. Well, turkey slices are different, but it's still really good. I really enjoy it. Okay. Oh yeah, this is getting good. So once this is cooked down enough, like this, I like to put it over on one side because now I'm going to add the ground beef, add some seasoning to that, and then eventually mix it all together. But I like to start off like this first, so I'm making sure all the ground beef gets cooked. Do a pound of 90-10. Use whatever ground beef you want. You can use whatever ground beef you want. This is just what I like. I would actually do like 96.4 if we could find it. But the more fat, the more flavor it gives. So let's get this all mashed up. Usually I rock the heat medium the whole time. I don't mind if it takes a little longer. I did turn it down quite a bit because I've been talking to you guys, and I don't want to overcook and set the smoke alarm off. Kayla's sleeping right now. She's got work tonight. There we go. So now that it's all cooked, we're going to mix it together. We're going to start throwing on our seasonings to make kind of like a saucy base in here. So it's going to be 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. There you go. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm going to go a little extra on the soy sauce. There you go. That's just me though. 4 teaspoons of sriracha, but again, I'm going to do my own kind of, and then we're going to mix it all together. Once that's all done, now we're just going to mix it all together and let it cook for a little longer. This is going to be at a low heat. Build a nice glaze. Look at all that extra in the bottom there. We'll end up cooking that away when we leave it running for a little bit. Now, as that cooks down, I'm going to make my first taco here. And I'm using the 0 carb tortillas. I really need to learn how to make tortillas at home by myself. So what I like to do is now you're going to take that first, this is going to be your spicy sour cream. And I personally like to slap it on and just spread it around. So make sure I get it with every bite. I'm going to come back now. I'm going to throw on a little bit of the meats. Oh yeah, get some of that juice in there. We're going to throw on our pickled vegetables. Again, I didn't let them pickle for too long, just because I messed up and didn't think about it. There, we'll do something like this. Get some extra radishes in right there. Put on my green onions. A little bit of cilantro. I think it looks pretty good. Do a good old taste test. Oh man. Damn, that's good. Thank you all for watching.